All right, spring has finally sprung. We've been waiting, and if you're like most couples, this is a time to clean out the house, but it's also a time for new beginnings. So here to help us clean up our relationships is Dr. Patty Ann Tublin. Thanks for being with us, our resident expert.
Happy spring.
Yes, it feels good out there, huh?
Beautiful. Thank you, Mike.
Yes, we have Mike to thank. So Patty, tell us, there are a lot of, springtime, new beginning. There are a lot of things that people can do when they're looking at their relationships.
Absolutely. So change of season. Most women, we go into our closets, out with the old, in with the new, right? Why am I keeping this here?
Right.
Well, the same is true for our relationship. It's really a good time to take stock and say, okay, what does my relationship look like, and how can I improve it?
Okay.
Right? So one of the things that we need to do is we need to revisit, or perhaps for the first time establish, what our expectations are for our relationship.
Okay.
For example, when you first start dating, you can always tell who the newlyweds are at the grocery store because they're shopping together, right? But that lasts for about 6 months because it's just not practical. You don't have enough time.
Right.
And then when you have one child or two children, on the weekends as they get older, it's like divide and conquer. You barely get to see each other.
Right.
And what happens is resentment builds because you feel like you're not nurturing, you're not gardening your relationship.
Right.
So have a conversation with your spouse and say, look, we really need to make a concerted effort to spend X amount of time together, either during the week or on the weekend. It doesn't have to be anything formal. It can be maybe coffee in the morning, or, half an hour at night after the kids go to bed. Whatever works for your relationship and whatever you need. Different couples need different amounts of time to nurture their relationship, just like your garden.
Right, right. So that's number one on the checklist,
correct,
right? What's next?
Okay, so what happens after about 5 minutes in our marriage? We start to take each other for granted.
Okay.
Okay? And when you take something for granted, again, you're not taking care of it. And what happens is, life gets really busy. It only gets more complicated throughout the years. And we think, well, we'll take care of our relationship. We'll worry about that later.
Right.
When the kids are grown, or when my career is where I want it to be. And what happens is we have nothing to take care of and to come back to because we've taken it for granted. It's gone away.
Right.
It's gone away. So the solution for that is, again, to schedule date night or some time together, put it on the calendar, and what that does is it prevents you from waking up 20 years later looking at the person next to you saying, who are you?
Right.
Because you've spent time together, you haven't taken each other for granted.
Right. Okay, and last up on the checklist.
Okay.
Well, there are 1,000 things, but we're highlighting 3.
Exactly. This is really important, especially today in the age of social media.
Okay.
You go on Facebook and you think everybody else's marriage is just peachy keen.
Oh, yes.
And in fact, it's really not. But what happens is we see that, and it influences what our expectations are. And then we, especially girls, are like, why can't you be more like my best friend's husband? Or why can't you be more like somebody on the TV show? And the fact of the matter is, we don't really know how anybody else's spouse really is to live with. We only know the image that they portray that they want us to believe. So don't compare your spouse to other people, and don't wish that your spouse was someone else, because couples come in and see me all the time and they say, I really wish my spouse would change or do whatever. And sometimes what they really mean is, I wish my spouse were more like me.
Right.
But that might not work for the relationship.
Realistic.
Exactly.
All right, Patty, thank you. Good advice as always. We appreciate you coming in with us this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you. And I'm on social media. If you'd like, follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/strongrelationships with an S.
Got it.